Hi everyone, today as promised I'm reviewing the Blu-ray of the British film Fighting With My Family. It's around, if you haven't heard of the film before, it's to do with the British wrestling family called the Knights, and their main star, if you like, that's evolved from the family, went on to the WWE as Paige and became extremely successful there. She was Divas champion and women's champion in NXT. In fact, she was the first NXT women's champion, which, for the ones of you that aren't into wrestling and don't know what I mean by NXT, it's basically it's always been regarded as the performance level brand, or if you like, the rookie brand of World Wrestling Entertainment, which nowadays is not so true or fair because so many people in NXT become popular on their main shows, both Raw and SmackDown. But anyway, that's obviously where Paige started out, and this film basically charts her journey from wrestling in her own family's promotion up in the north of England, through to her journey to trying out with WWE along with her brother Zach. And it's her journey basically proving that a pale white kid from the north of England who looks she's always had a very gothic image as Saraya, that's her real name, but for the purposes of this video, because we're reviewing the film, we'll still refer to her as Paige because that's the time period which the film is set. It's the idea for the film actually came from Stephen Merchant, who wrote and directed this film. He also does a really good feature commentary, which is included as an extra on the film. He's got a small cameo within the film. Also involved in the movie is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because it was actually Dwayne that told Paige that she was going to be winning her first title and that they were going to be making a movie about her. She's actually played by British actress Florence Pugh, and I think, for full money anyway, if you couldn't get Paige herself to star in the film, then Florence Pugh is the only other actress that could do it. Quite honestly, she's got the mannerisms, the look, the height, everything, the voice. I mean, obviously, those are the sort of things actors and actresses train on and get honed down. But she is absolutely unbelievable in the role. It's the first role I saw her in, actually, as well as Florence and as well as Stephen and Dwayne both being involved. You've got Lena Headey from Game of Thrones. She actually plays Paige's mother, who is also called Saraya, ironically. Her in-ring name here in the UK has always actually been Sweet Saraya Knight, and Paige always joked that she had her first match in the womb because her mum was actually wrestling when she was nearly due to have Paige. So Paige said that she had her first match in the womb. You've also got Nick Frost involved, and you've got Vince Vaughn as well. So with so many big name talents involved, you know it's going to be good. And even you don't have to be a fan of this movie at all. It's got a lot of brilliant British-based humour. There is a fair bit of rivalry, sibling rivalry, obviously, between her and her brother Zach, because when they're both trying out for WWE and they're both convinced that they're going to be both called up, It's only Paige that's successful in that. So while he goes back to the family promotion and training school, wrestling, and helping to train young talent within the school coming up, he at the same time watches Paige's success grow, and this sort of sibling rivalry and jealousy just bubbles away and bubbles away beneath the surface. And it's not until she goes back home for a break, for a holiday, that you really start to feel that tension surface. And it takes quite a while for them to resolve it. But they do, and as I say, the comedy within the film is just hilarious. You don't even have to be have any clue about wrestling to enjoy this film whatsoever. Two of her most famous matches, the NXT title win, and also the first time that she got the Raw Women's title, were actually recreated for the film, and they were recreated and filmed in front of a live wrestling audience just after the WWE's weekly show Raw had gone off the air. Once the cameras had stopped rolling, out come the actors. Dwayne The Rock went out to the crowd first, briefed them, I think, as to what was going on, and then they just went out and filmed the scenes. And you can tell, obviously being created in an actual proper arena with a full-on proper audience of fans there that already well up for things because they've just seen all their favourite stars, and then they get this recreation of these great matches. Are absolutely, it really adds to the film. Really adds to the film. That authenticity. Other things to watch out for on the extras is you get a gag reel, all the outtakes that you could possibly need. You get a feature on Florence and the rest of the cast learning wrestling moves and obviously learning the training so that it'll all go smoothly. There's a fantastic making of documentary, and then, as I say, there's also the director's commentary with Stephen Merchant himself. It's a very feel-good British film. It's rated a 12, so there is some moderate language, sex references, and obviously some fighting violence. But it is an extremely enjoyable film, and if you'd like to see a taster of the film for yourself to see whether or not you'd like it, I'm going to include the trailer in the description of this video, as well as a link to my review of the Paige Classic Matches DVD, which was a budget DVD release with about 4 or 5 matches that I've already reviewed on this channel. But if you'd like to hear me go into more detail about Paige's best matches while she was in WWE before she moved on to AEW, where she is now, under her real name Saraya, then I will also put a link to that video in the description for you. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will be back reviewing. Next up, we're going to be reviewing the new Whitney Houston film, Whitney, I Want to Dance With Somebody. That's going to be next up on the channel. Please, as always, leave your comments, questions, and likes down below. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Loads more good stuff on the way. And most of all, your comments and questions, because all of those, don't forget, will be featured in our new monthly Hangout videos over time. And if you missed the first Hangout video, by the way, it was the last video to go live on the channel. So please also feel free to go and check that out. Anyway, everyone, take care, and I'll see you next time.